This is probably not the best time to be video for lighting. And this is Alice Bonsai, the Oak of Tabor. We're going to take a look at bark this morning. Thanks, Matt, for asking. So I'll go ahead and show a few of the bark. I am going to walk back here.
Prices aren't changed yet, but I'd let you know.
Thank you, dear.
But you can pull them out of the tree if you want.
Since we don't have a lot of traffic here this morning, we're going to go ahead and do some general upgrading. But for the bark this morning, let's take a look here at the Ginkgo bark. Tends to be nice and rugged, but it's a rather large tree. Stands about 18 to 24. I like the boxwood, and this has excellent bark. Again, this is in the 18-24 range, but this bark is just lovely. Nice movement on the actual trunk. Junipers I'm going to show you in a minute. That's probably not the best lighting. I don't want to go so fast that your head spins as we walk through here. A juniper bark tends to be quite amazing over time and becomes a very nice rugged look. The Chinese junipers, the Japanese junipers, they all have a very flaky, I don't know, I'm not even going to try to describe it. The Shimpaku bark is similar. It's a nice upright. But I want to show you the Scots Pine. And it has some really beautiful bark. I don't know if I can get the lighting on here. The native junipers, but the Scots Pine bark, and these are more small now in posture. Very old, rugged looking bark. Also has some nice root exposure. The Swiss golden pine is also quite attractive, but not the same type of gnarly bark. And here I have another ginkgo to maybe give you a better idea of the actual bark. I'm going to swing around to some additional junipers this morning. But I have to be careful of my steps because I know if I go too quickly, the camera makes you feel dizzy. So the Japanese boxwood, this is a fairly short specimen and really fun bark. I love that textured. Amazing for a simple boxwood leaf. Boxwood. And honestly, who would have thought? Has lovely, nice, small foliage. But even the Hinoki, the cypress, has some interesting bark. That specimen's quite large. Let's take a look at a smaller one. I like seeing the maples leafing out this time of year. Here's a Hinoki, and this is a smaller version. There's several junipers over here if I can get good perspective on. They're also short statured and have precisely what I think is the nice rough looking bark. But the valley oaks, and I love the branch structure on these, the valley oaks bark, great stuff. There's a Chinese juniper. Nice valley oak. Here's actually a Sabina juniper. Wonder if that would be something you'd be interested in. exquisite bark is coming up here in the English oak. And don't know if that's going to come through. But the English oak has also a very nice posture. It tends to be about in the 18-inch range. The ginkgo also really surprised me when I was looking at the bark this morning. Has some good texture on it. That also has the scarring. Maybe easier to see the... Yeah, that was ginkgo. Here's the wisteria. Different bark entirely. And so it goes. The other ones that I have, actually I have some, probably want to show you this one behind me too, because it's quite lush, but I'm not sure I can actually get in there to see the trunk. There's our mascot, the antiquated one. A little too big for small setting. Probably a 14, 16-inch pot. But here we have the teeny weenies, and I wanted to show this small, we call these the shohin, the small native juniper. Some nice bark. I'd probably want a little more sun for a better look at that. And finally, I'm going to end with this exquisite specimen of the black Japanese pine. And they do have fabulous bark. So, nice and textured. Very healthy. I hope that gives you some sense of what Al's Bonsai has in textured barks. And thanks, Matt, for asking. It's very fun to come out here and say hello to my trees. Good morning to everybody. And happy sheltering. Stay healthy. Bye now.